How is fault determined when a truck's brakes fail? A fully loaded semi-truck relies on well-maintained brakes to stop safely. When that system fails, a vehicle weighing tens of thousands of pounds can plow through traffic and cause catastrophic injuries. Victims need to know why the breakdown happened and who should bear responsibility so they can recover compensation. Assigning fault is rarely straightforward because multiple parties may be involved. Under federal and Arkansas law, trucking companies and drivers must inspect and maintain their vehicles. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration requires pre-trip and post-trip brake inspections. Drivers who ignore warning lights, skip routine checks, or take a truck on the road despite obvious defects can be found negligent. Employers also have a duty to keep their fleet in safe working order. When a brake failure stems from neglected maintenance schedules, worn pads, or leaking brake lines, the injured have the right to sue the trucking company. Product liability law adds another layer of potential responsibility. Manufacturers can be held strictly liable for defective parts if the brake system was badly designed or produced. If the brakes were defective when they left the factory, those injured may pursue claims against the manufacturer and distributors alongside negligent maintenance providers. Answering how fault is determined requires examining every detail of the crash. Investigators review driver logs, onboard data recorders, maintenance records, and police reports to identify violations of safety regulations. Accident reconstruction professionals use skid marks, vehicle damage, and electronic control module data to gauge whether the brakes were applied and at what point they failed. If a driver complied with inspection protocols and acted reasonably in response to the failure, they might avoid personal liability. However, negligence in operating the truck, overloading cargo, or ignoring warning signs can shift fault back to the driver or company. Arkansas follows a modified comparative fault rule, meaning each party's financial recovery is reduced by their share of blame. Plaintiffs who contributed to the crash by speeding or following too closely may still recover damages, but any award will be cut by their percentage of fault. If the court finds that a plaintiff was at least 50% responsible, they may be barred from any recovery. Careful investigation is therefore essential to show that a brake defect, maintenance lapse, or driver negligence caused the crash. Trucking defendants often claim sudden brake failure to deflect liability, but courts treat this assertion as a denial of negligence rather than a complete defense. Experienced lawyers know how to challenge these excuses. They subpoena maintenance logs, review inspection reports, and consult mechanical professionals to show that the brakes failed because of poor upkeep or defective parts. Evidence that the trucking company ignored federal inspection standards or forced a driver to operate an unsafe vehicle can establish corporate negligence. Similarly, proof that a brake manufacturer knew about a defect and failed to warn consumers can support strict liability claims. After a truck wreck caused by brake failure, injured people should consult a lawyer quickly. A skilled attorney can secure the truck's data recorder, prevent critical evidence from being lost or destroyed, and identify every potential defendant. Because commercial vehicles often travel across state lines, multiple jurisdictions may be involved. Working with a reputable law firm ensures claims are filed correctly and within the statute of limitations. Delays can allow trucking companies to repair the vehicle or erase data, making it harder to prove what happened. If you have been hurt or lost a loved one because a truck's brakes failed, you need advocacy grounded in transportation law and product liability. A dedicated attorney can explain your rights, investigate the true cause of the malfunction, and pursue compensation for medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. Gates Law Firm PLLC stands ready to help people harmed by negligent trucking companies, careless drivers, and defective products. Call Gates Law Firm PLLC at 501-779-8091 or visit their office at 2725 Cantrell Road, number 105, Little Rock, Arkansas, 72202. Acting soon can preserve evidence, strengthen your claim, and support your path to recovery.